All right, good evening, everyone. I want to welcome you to this channel. Unfortunately, I should have posted this on time, but I was having issue with my gadget, so I had to retake this again. I'm very sorry about that. I'm trying to do this because of the urgency of your exam, and because of some people that have been messaging me of requesting that I should do some things. At the same time, I also had it in mind to do this. So, without wasting time, we'll be considering quadratic formula. We have done a bit of this in class, but I would like to retake that for the sake of those that are still having issue with it. So, as you can see, I've stated on the screen that we have these first expression that we have here, which is ax squared plus bx plus c equal to 0, is a general way of representing or writing a quadratic equation. And the next one that we have here with it is the which says x equals minus b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Now this is actually the quadratic formula that is used in solving the or any given quadratic equation that we may have. When we say solving quadratic equation, we mean, looking for the value of the unknown. Okay, trying to get the value of the unknown. And sometimes you may be asked to look for the root of a quadratic equation. It's still the same thing, asking you to find the value of the unknown. So let's take an example without wasting time, so that we work with an example. I think that should make it clearer. Now, the example that we have to solve, that is, we have to look for the value of the unknown. Our unknown here is x. So, and we'll go straight to solving that. Now, before we make use of the quadratic formula, I want us to make a comparison using the general form of writing quadratic equation. So here we have the general form, here we have our question. So if you look at this very well, I want us to identify each part that we have. You will see that we have here 2 is the coefficient of x squared, and also a is the coefficient of x squared. So if you compare the x squares and you compare the coefficients, you will see that your a is the same as 2. If you move to the next term, which is the term with x, so you have 5 as the coefficient of x and b here as the coefficient of x. If you compare the coefficients, you realize that b is actually 5. And here we have the constant term, the one with no x, and in that case you have c and you have 3. These two are also corresponding. So in that case, I believe we should be able to easily make use of our formula now. So let's have the formula. Okay, let's have the formula. Now here comes the formula. So I will list out those things that I highlighted the other time. I will list them out so that we'll be able to make use of them easily. So like I said before, now I mentioned that a, say where a equals 2, b is 5, then c is 3. Okay, so if we proceed with this, we have x therefore will be equal to minus b. This b is naturally standing with the formula, so let's go to b. B is 5, so we have 5, then followed by plus or minus according to the formula. Then you have to draw the square root now. Square root b squared, that is 5 squared minus 4ac, that's a is 2, then we have multiplied by 3, which is the c. All right, everything all over 2a, and our a is 2. Okay, let's proceed. From there we have from there we have x to be equal to minus 5 plus or minus the square root now. 5 raised to power 2 is 25 minus 4 times 2 is 8, and 8 times 3 is 24. So we have 24. Okay, so in that case we have all over 2 times 2, that is 4. So if we proceed, we have minus 5 plus or minus now if you take care of the content inside the square root, under the square root, you have 25 minus 24, the answer is 1. So you have square root of 1 divided by 4, then this one will be equal to minus 5 plus or minus. Now if you take the square root of 1, you realize that the answer is 1. If you press your calculator, you will have 1, everything all over 4. So we proceed by saying that we have minus 5. Okay, we will split the plus and minus now. Plus will go a separate way, minus will go a separate way. Okay, we say x is equal to minus 5 plus 1 over 4, or we have x to be equal to minus 5. This time around, you know, we have used plus, now is the turn of minus. You have minus 1 all over 4. So let's proceed. We have x equal minus 5 plus 1, the answer is minus 4, divided by 4. Then we have or x equals minus 5 minus 1, our outcome will be minus 6. Then by the time you divide by 4, then you have x equals, now you can use, in this case, you know, 4 will go into 4 once, and 4 will go into 4 here also once. So in this region, that's what we have. Now let's move to the other side here. Now 2 is the common factor that we have. In this case, 2 is the common factor that we have for the numerator and the denominator. So I'll use 2 to divide 6, which will give us 3. That same 2 I'll use to divide 4, which will give us 2. So here I will say x equals to minus 1. Pardon me for that. So I'll say x equals minus 1, because minus 1 over 1 is minus 1. Or you have x to be equal to minus 3 over 2, which is the same thing as negative 1 whole number 1 over 2. Now this is the end of this question. Aim achieved. We have been able to find the values of x. The first one minus 1, another one is minus 1, whole number 1 over 2. So I think we can move on to the next one. Okay, now if you check another example, just for emphasis sake, we are going to make use of the formula to solve this question. As you can see, we are told to find the value of x. We have been given the equation as 3x squared minus 5x minus 7 equal to 0. So we quickly make use of that without wasting time. Now we have 3x squared minus 5x minus 7 equal to 0. I would like to list the values of a, b, and c. So I will say where a equals to 3, your b equals to 5, sorry, your b equals to minus 5, it's minus 5, not 5. We have negative 5 over there. Okay, negative 5. Then we have c to be negative 7. So I'll use these values in my formula. So the formula says we have x equals minus b plus or minus root b squared minus 4 ac all over, sorry about that, all over 2a. So in that case, I'll just proceed and slot in my values. Okay, so I have x to equal to now in this case, this formula has its own personal minus, this formula has its own personal negative, but b as well comes with its own negative sign as well, so we should not confuse it with the other one that we have here. So I will write the minus from the formula, then I will write the one that comes with b itself. So I have minus, the first one I wrote is from the formula, then b also personally has its own minus, which is minus 5, plus or minus root b squared, that is minus 5 all squared. Remember I told you in class, never you write this as minus 5 just squared. You have to put the brackets to indicate that the square addresses both the minus and the plus and the 5. So minus 4 brackets, what's our a is 3, then we have a brackets negative 7, which is c. Okay, so everything over 2a, and our a in this case is 3. So we proceed, right? We have x equals minus 5 times minus 5, minus times minus will give us plus. So I will have positive 5 plus or minus square root. We have in this case we have minus 5 squared, that is minus 5 times minus 5, and that is 25. Then you have minus 4 is multiplying 3 and also and that will be negative 12, and negative 12 times 7 should give us I think that should be 84. Okay, we have negative 12 times 7 should give us 84. Okay, so we have, that will be positive 84, everything over 6. Okay, because 2 times 3 is 6. Now we will proceed by writing that x equals 5 plus or minus the square root. When you have 25 and 84, you get 105. Okay, you have 109, no 105, 109, 109 over 6, and this will give us 5 plus or minus, if you take the square root of 109, you will have 10 approximate value, that's 10.44 all over 6. So now I will split the minus and plus down. Okay, so we have x equals 5 plus 10.44, okay, over 6, 10.44 all over 6, or I have x to equal to 5 minus 10.44 all over 6. So we have x to be equal to, if you add this together, you realize you have 15.44 divided by 6, or you have x equals that should be minus 5.44 1 over 6. So let's proceed. We are almost there. So we will have x. We have x. Okay. X equals, now if you divide, you use your calculator and divide, you will obtain 2.57, or you have your x to be negative 0.91 approximate value. This is the end of this exercise. Alright, so as we round up, I think I left an exercise for you to practice with, so you can manage this. Just practice with this to confirm maybe you have understood what we have done or not. If you have any comments or any issue, let me know. I will try my best to address it. I will see you in the next video.